Hey guys, welcome back to the channel here. And today I just wanted to do a quick video showing you a rig that catches me a lot of good bass all year long, but especially during the summertime. I know it's a little early to be thinking about summertime, but this is a rig I think you guys should go ahead and start throwing now. I think it'll start catching you guys some good fish. And basically it's just a tube jig here, guys. It's a little tiny tube jig just like that. This is the Strike King Bitsy tube right there, guys. And this is a great bait right here. It mimics a crawdad perfectly, I think. And it has a really good action if you rig it right. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how I prefer to rig it and fish it. So let's start our rigging first. I like to rig this bait just on a 1/0 EWG Gamakatsu wide gap hook right here, okay? Like to rig it on the wide gap hook with a, I believe this is a 1/16 ounce sinker right here, okay guys? This bait's really good whenever it's tough to get a bite in the summertime, guys. And it just works anytime, all summer long, to get you a good bite. And even into the, that early fall period in like August and stuff, this will get you a good bite. And I don't know why, but I don't catch many little fish on this. You don't catch many little fish. It's usually a good one if he bites it. I think it mimics a crawdad really almost exact. It's a really natural presentation, I just rig it on there. It's kind of tricky to rig, which you all want to make sure you do. Just put it right through the head, but don't put it down too far. Put it just in, bring it right out, just like that. Bring it through, push it up on there a little bit. Of course, put your bullet weight on before you do all this. Don't forget that. That'd be a pain. Then right about there, you're going to see, and it's going to be kind of weird and awkward to try to rig it through there. Just want to rig it right in between those tentacles and push it just up through the plastic a little bit. You want to make sure it's going through this side of the plastic right here, or else you won't be able to get a good hook set with the rod and reel that you need to fish this on. You want that hook just slightly exposed right there, guys. See that? How it's just slightly exposed right there? That's what you want. It's going to be very weedless, and it's going to allow you to catch a lot more fish. Now, a lot of guys, and I use these sometimes, use the tube jig heads that you can just take and you can insert it up into the tube and poke it out the eye of the bait. But I don't like those a lot. They get you a good hookup, but I found that, they definitely catch fish, but I found that they get hung up really a lot. So I really just like to not do that if I don't have to. So the setup I like to use with this is just either a medium action spinning rod or a medium heavy action spinning rod. It doesn't really matter, whatever you prefer to use. And I like to use 10-pound braid to a 10-pound leader. And as long as your hook's exposed like that, where it can poke through that plastic pretty easily, you shouldn't have any trouble getting a good hookup with it. Sorry about the wind, guys. It's storming a little bit outside. But yeah. And it's a great bait. I don't throw the big tube a lot. It works as well, but I really like this size and profile for during the summertime, okay? Now, the big one works well during the springtime right now, but during the summertime, when a lot of guys are throwing like a Ned rig or something like this, or even like a small shaky head, try a little Bitsy tube like that. I'm telling you guys, it'll get bit really good. And it allows you to pitch it up in places where you can't pitch a Ned rig, because it's like a really finesse Texas rig. You can pitch this up laydowns around docks without worrying about getting it hung up and stuff, guys. And whenever okay, let's talk about how to fish it now. We talked about the rod and reel setup. We talked about rigging. Oh, I forgot about colors. Okay, colors. I basically just use green pumpkin pretty much all the time, or black. Black or green pumpkin will pretty much cover you all the time. You can add a little bit of chartreuse to it if you want, or color, whatever you want to do, but pretty much 90% of the time green pumpkin's gonna get you, as long as you're fishing cleanish water. Let's talk about how you want to fish it. Most of the time they're gonna hit this right on the fall, so you want to make casts where it might fall in front of the bass's face, and it's a slow fall. Now, what you don't want to do not peg the sinker. Unless maybe you're fishing in cover, but I wouldn't be using this in cover anyways because this is a finesse deal. that requires you to throw it on light line because it's really light bait. But don't use a sinker peg because you're not really using this for flipping. It's more of like a dragging bait, kind of where you same places you fish like a shaky head and a neg rig. And basically you just want to let it sink to the bottom. You just want to drag it like that, not drag, but like softly hop it like that. See what I'm showing you guys? Let it sink to the bottom, softly hop it, let it sink to the bottom. It doesn't take much of a jerk to make this bait move. You know, you're not fishing a 1/2 ounce jig when you're throwing this bait. And yeah, it'll just be they'll usually bite it pretty good. Once you feel that bite, make sure your drag is set right so you can kind of lay into them a little bit. You don't want your drag super loose, but you want it set right enough so you can kind of lay into them a little bit, but it won't snap your line. Because of course you are having to push through this plastic a little bit right here. And I haven't experimented much with hooks. I might try some new hooks because sometimes that's pretty thick of a gap right there to get a super good hook set. So I might try to find some wider gap hooks, and I've seen some new tube heads that are Texas style that might work really good. But so far, this is how I rig this. If I find a better way to rig it this summer, I'll let you guys know, but so far this has been a great way to rig it. It's a slow bait, so I wouldn't really use it for like finding and locating fish. If you know there's a fish in an area, if you know there's fish in an area, that's where I would fish this to try to get bit. But yeah, it's a great bait, and I recommend you guys try it. Sorry for the long video, but I really want to share this with you guys because it really is a great rig. You know, especially when you're fishing around any, you know, rocks or wood or stuff like that. Places where your traditional tube jig might get hung up a lot. This will work really good. So thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe and let me know if you guys have any ideas for videos or things you want me to talk about. I don't know. I'm not an expert, super expert, but I do know some stuff, you know, enough to catch some fish and show you guys some tips. So that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching.